Okay, in last class we will see what is meant by FIR system, how we can realize the internal structures of any systems, then what is meant about poles and zeros of the given systems, how we can find out the transfer function of the given system from its differential equation. Now we should go for direct form realization technique to realize the internal structure of FIR system. The direct form realization follows the differential equation by convolution summation. This means we have seen the direct equation y of n equal to summation k equal to 0 to m minus 1 h of k x of n minus k. You know, by using convolution we can find out any system output response, whether it is LTI. So we observe it requires m minus 1 memory locations for storing m minus 1 outputs and has a complexity of m multiplication and m minus 1 adders. By using that equation, in the equation we have summation k equal to 0 to m minus 1. That's it. It requires m minus 1 memory locations to store y of 0, y of 1, y of 2, y of m minus 1 values. And it has a complexity of m multiplications. M multiplications means h of k into x of n minus k, one multiplication, h of 1 into x of n minus 1, another multiplication. Like that we require m multiplications, 0 to m minus 1 means m multiplications, and m minus 1 adders. Summation means just an adder. That means it requires m minus 1 memory locations, m multiplications, and m minus 1 adders to realize the direct form realization. How, sir? Just direct realization. So if we expand that equation, what we get? Y of 0 equal to y of h of 0 into x of n. So we have taken some delay elements here. Right one, it is x of n. One delay element we get x of n minus 1. Another delay element we get x of n minus 2. Okay, it is x of n. It's the first delay element. Here we get x of n minus 1. Its second delay element we get x of n minus 2. Third delay element we get x of n minus 3. Final delay element we get x of n minus l or n minus k. In the given equation is y of k equal to x of k into h of n minus k. That means after input we have to multiply with a coefficient called impulse coefficient h of 0. That means here x of n is multiplied with h of 0. It's a scalar multiplier. That means here we get finally x of n into h of 0. Here we get x of n minus 1. It is multiplied with h of 1. Here we get h of 1 into x of n minus 1. We have to add those two. Then here we get h of 2 into x of n minus 2. H of 3 into x of n minus 3. H of m minus 2 into x of n minus k minus 1. H of m minus 1 into x of n minus k. If we add all those, we get y of n. Direct form relation means directly related to the equation. First, x of 0 into h of n. That's mean x of n into h of 0 as multiplied. We require an addition. Next, x of n minus 1, we require a delay element. That x of n minus 1 is multiplied with h of 1 given here. X of n minus 2. Here we get all products in the equation, and then finally we use adders to get output response. If you see the diagram, we have only delay elements, multipliers, and adders. By using these three building blocks, we can design any direct form realization. That is about direct form realization. Direct form realization means directly we realize the FIR system by using its differential equation. Okay. Coming to the cascade realization means the structure of the given system is very complex. That means its order around 10. In such cases, we don't go for the direct form realization. Directly, we can't realize directly the given system. In such cases, we should go for cascade form realization. That means same equation for direct form realization. We have to divide the given h of z into number of parts like this, subsystems. That is summation pi I k equal to 1 to k, capital K, h k of z. That means h of z equal to h1 of z into h2 of z into h3 of z into h4 of z into hk of z. That means we divided the entire system function into number of subfunctions. Why? Because it is very complex in nature. That's why we divide into number of subsystems. Each subsystem is designed by using direct form realization. That means H1 is designed by using direct form realization, H2 is designed by using direct form realization, H3 is designed by using direct form realization. Finally, we have to add all those subsystems in cascade form. Okay, if we realize all those systems in cascade form, that is called cascade form realization. Like this. Okay, we have to multiply h1 of z and h2 of z and hk of z. Like this is a second order filter. First we have to realize h1 of z by using direct form realization. Next we have to realize h2 of z by using direct form realization. Then we have to add those two in cascade. First, that means we have given x of n to h1. h1 output is given to h2. h2 output is taken as y of n. If we connect in series, we get cascade form realization. Like this, we can realize up to order 10 or order infinity. Okay, if you see this example, here h of z equal to two functions, 1 plus 1 by 4 z inverse plus z power minus 2, 1 plus 1 by 8 z inverse plus z power minus 2. Here it's a combination of two subsystems, one is h1 and the one is h2. This is the h1 equation, this is the h2 equation. Now what we have to do is, for h1 we have to design its realization, for h2 we have to realize its realization. Then input signal is given to h1, output of the h1 is given to h2, h2 output should be taken as y of n. It is called cascade form realization. For cascade form realization, each structure, that means each subsystem, can be realized by using direct form, either direct form or linear phase. In this example, we will see about linear phase realization. That means h1 of z is realized by using linear phase realization, h2 of z is realized by using linear phase realization. Then we have to add those two. That means each subsystem can be designed by using direct form realization or linear phase. It's not a major problem. And finally, we have to add all those subsystems or connected all those subsystems in series manner. Then only we get cascade form realization. Okay. So what is about linear phase realization, sir? Let's see. So direct form realization requires m minus 1 adders, m multipliers, m minus 1 delay elements. It is very high. In such case, we go for linear phase realization. To implement linear, for all systems can realize by using direct form realization, but to implement linear phase realization, the given system must obeys a condition. This is the condition. If the given system impulse response, every system has some impulse response. If the given system impulse response obeys this condition, h of n is equal to plus or minus h of m minus 1 minus n, then it is called linear phase FIR system. In such cases, we don't go for direct form realization. In such cases, we go for linear phase realization. That means here impulse coefficients are equal. That means x of 0 impulse coefficient is equal to x of n. X of 1 impulse coefficient is related to x of n minus 1. X of 2 impulse coefficient is equal to x of n minus 2. That means we have common multipliers. We have to take these common multipliers in a common way. Let's see how we can take that. So, first one, to implement linear phase realization, a given system must obey this condition. Okay, how to implement this linear phase realization we will see in the next class. That means in this class we will see what is meant by direct form realization, how we can use direct form realization by using its differential equation, and what is meant by cascade form realization, how we can divide that complex structure into number of simple structures, and how we can design by using cascade form realization we will see in an example. In next class we will go for linear phase realization in depth. Thank you.